Hello and welcome back to Nails by Sora, or welcome if it's your first time here. Glad to have you. Today we're going to be doing another video of cherry blossoms. As it is May, it is cherry blossom season and it's one of my favorite flowers. So we're going to be using all the shades of pink with Vintage Pink, 50 Shades of Pink, and a Viola, which is kind of like a purpley pink. And I was really stuck on doing the cherry blossoms because I didn't achieve the effect that I was going for with the alcohol inks, so I figured I'd try again with gel paints. And as always, I'm using Madame Glam colors, and I mean, their colors are some of the best out there. I am still relatively new on the scene, but I keep going back to them time and time again. So I'm going to be actually using one of their brushes as well. It is a fine liner. I think it's actually called the Ultra Liner. And I'm starting off with, I believe it's white lace. Is it white lace? It may actually be perfect. It's white lace. I can tell by the cast. It's not perfect, perfect white. But I'm doing the technique that I try to do with the alcohol inks, where I paint the pupil, the iris of the flower, and then I pull the color outward and blend it with the lighter color of the petals. And it worked infinitely better with the gel colors than it did with the alcohol inks. And I think it was more just my application of the alcohol inks. I was a little heavy-handed, so I will definitely be revisiting the style again. Probably not with cherry blossoms because I think 2 videos at this point is enough, but maybe with another motif. And I'm just going around in the circle. Traditionally, well, not traditionally, realistically, cherry blossoms have 5 petals, but I think I was a little used my artistic license, and I did a few with only 4 petals. And especially getting down around the tip, I pulled back, and I just, like, as if maybe some of the petals fell off, I just did 2. And I was really just going for a scattered effect, trying to have it unplanned and a little whimsical, light and airy. And I really do love the way all 3 nails turned out. So I'm going to be pretty much just repeating the same style throughout all 3 nails, where I'm just, as you can see, I'm dragging the color from the center to fade out the color into the petals. And then I'm going to be using a brown color. I'll put all the information down in the description box of what the colors are, but I'll be using a brown also by Madame Glam to draw branches going in and around. And I added them after the fact. It was kind of an afterthought to add them in on this nail, but for the second nail, I believe I put the branches in first, and then I scattered the flowers amongst them. Now, I'm not really sure if I like the way these branches turned out. I think they're a little dark for how light the petals are. They stand out a bit too much. I actually had not really an accident, but something interesting happened with the second nail. When I put in the branches, they didn't really cure properly in the lamp. And I have that a lot with dark colors, in that if even if I cure it for 90 seconds, for some reason they don't cure all the way. And I know with darker colors and really some really bright colors, they take a lot longer to cure because the UV rays have trouble penetrating the pigment. And a lot of nail artists will say that it works better to use the lamp of the brand of polish that you're using. Now, as a home nail artist, I'm not a professional. This is just what I love doing in my free time. I'm not going to buy 5 or 6 different lamps for all the gel polish that I have. I'm going to buy one that will hopefully work for all of them. That being said, the lamp that I have, even though I believe it's a 95 watt, 96 watt, something like that, you would think that it would work because it's a high wattage, but it seems to be working less and less, and I don't know if it's because it's an Amazon brand or it's just certain colors. But I actually have a new lamp coming this week that I'm very excited about, and I'll be doing some tests to see how different colors fare and how well they cure. So what happened with this nail is that even though I cured it for a full 60 seconds, and they're really fine lines, it's not like I went really heavy with the color and did really thick layers. For some reason, it didn't cure all the way, and when I went to put a base coat or a matte top coat on top of it, it bled somewhat and gave actually a really cool watercolor effect to it. So I feel like, given that the accident or serendipitous effect, the branches actually look a lot more natural and a little bit more in line with the style that I was going for the nails. And you can see the streakiness and the kind of muted effect of the branches. I'm slightly going over it with some more color, but I like the fact that it bled a little bit. That being said, you don't want that to happen on a client or on yourself. You want your layers to cure properly. So if for whatever reason your polish isn't curing properly, you want to take it off and redo it and make sure that all of your layers are cured 100% so that you don't run the chance of causing a gel allergy or having a worst, best case scenario, just having the layers peel away. So on this nail also, I was going in with a few different styles of the petals, doing the bleeding effect or the blending effect that I was doing on the first nail, along with some just simple five dot circles used with, I used the ultra liner, but you can use a dotting tool if you have one to just drop in the color around the iris of the flower. And so that you can get different sizes, different shapes. They look like they're going back into the distance. It looks more, unplanned, more like nature versus something that was strategically planned and laid out. Gives it a little bit more of a je ne sais quoi, a little bit of a more, surprising and natural look to it. After I finished getting the third nail ready, I decided to go back in with the first nail and kind of outline the petals to make them stand out a little bit more. And then I took what brush did I use? I believe I used a flat brush to kind of pull the color in towards the center of the petal and give it I'm not even sure what that technique really is. Kind of like an embossed look. And I really like the way it turned out. It made the petal stand out a little bit more. And yeah, so after I do this one, I'm going to do the third nail and then I'm going to top coat them, and that's going to be it. So I actually didn't top coat them because I thought they looked much better matte. And since I used a gel paint by Madame Glam, they dry without an inhibition layer, so they're non-tacky. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you liked it. That's going to wrap up the cherry blossoms for this year at least. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for stopping by. Give me a like and a subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know whenever new videos are available. Leave any comments in the comment section below, and I will see you soon.